So I do think that the data is, of course, is not reliable since we're leaving out commercial usage. So I would think it would be welcome to have the planning team support the original goals and needs in establishing the Mendocino Historic District. The threat of over-commercialization has never gone away. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Next, Leslie Walquist.
I'm Leslie Walquist, 44900 Little Lake Road. I'd like to thank Jessica, the one-woman planning team, for her amazing efforts in improving our town plan. I am a full-time resident of Mendocino. I'm a single mom raising my kids in a historic home in the village. My kids practice volleyball in the fields across the street. They have slumber parties on the trampoline, and they know most everyone when they go to the post office. We have chickens, we have a dog and a cat, and for a few years we had a horse in the backyard. I love my community, and I have to say I was offended when I was here last time and heard it referred to as nothing more than Disneyland by a member of the County Board of Supervisors. I really don't believe that our community is a lost cause. When I purchased my home 9 years ago, I was apprehensive about being surrounded on 3 sides by visitors serving facilities. But it turned out to be a non-issue because the owners occupied all 3 properties. This meant we had good neighbors who bought jelly and chocolates to fund my kids' field trips. And they hauled things to the dump for us and watered the vegetable garden when we're out of town. Then one of the owners moved off-site a few years ago, and a distinct change occurred in the character of our neighborhood. I discovered from experience that there's a significant difference between single-unit rentals, inns, vacation rental houses, B&Bs, and to belittle this fact would be a mistake. I believe there's a real need to distinguish between these unique types of visitor serving facilities in the revision of our town plan. My problem with the review the planning team put together is that it hasn't addressed the needs of my family. It's focused on the visitor while ignoring the many facets that make up a balanced community. Our town plan notes 7 important areas that interact to comprise a healthy community, and within those there are 8 types of VSFs. I asked the board, why have we financed a special team to study one aspect of planning and not the others? If I were to pick one category that deserves our immediate attention, it would be affordable housing. There's a desperate need for housing our teachers, service industry workers, young families, and small business owners. It's far more important in our community than providing more tourist lodging, especially when the existing inns are only full 50% of the time. Has the planning team gone door to door to assess the situation in Mendocino? Have they recorded how many residents sit empty as second homes? Most of my friends who live in town can't be here to speak today because they're working. It seems essential to hold a meeting in Mendocino before more information is collected or evaluated. I hope that the County Board of Supervisors realizes the important role they play in the direction of our community. I ask that you approach these decisions thoughtfully and with integrity, realizing that the strategies employed now will determine whether Mendocino does move closer to resembling Disneyland or is aided by us to move forward toward a thriving, functional community that we can pass down to our kids.
Thank you, Leslie. Kathleen Cameron.
I'm Kathleen Cameron. I've been a resident of Mendocino since 1984. And when my family and I moved to Mendocino, we knew it was a tourist town. And we also knew that there was a legal document which addressed the balance between residential and commercial development. And knowing that there was a town plan, that gave us the confidence to purchase property in Mendocino. We thought it would protect our property rights, and we're pleased that you are now taking a serious look at this town plan. What preserves a historic town like Mendocino are the regulations that govern it. The Mendocino Zoning Code, MHRB design guidelines, the town plan, and the official Mendocino town map. Together, these documents work like a check and balance system. By removing the existing tables from the main body of the town plan and placing them in the appendix as supplemental information alters the system, is counterproductive, and weakens the protection of the town. Furthermore, the issue of balance should be focused on Zone A, where the protection of town character, which after all is a controlling goal of the town plan, is most needed. Another point of concern is the lack of noticing of public involvement in the town plan update process. Hopefully, we are in phase one, as was described on the website last year, the county website, and that there will be future meetings in the town of Mendocino where the community can give input. To date, this has not occurred, and even this meeting was not noticed in the Mendocino Beacon last week. The planning team is to be commended for their efforts. However, the data presented raises more questions than answers. Updating the town plan is an important and challenging job. It deserves the time and energy it takes to do all the research, to hear from the public, and to complete all tasks required. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathleen.